Hilljack Bob scratched his scraggly beard. He took a long swig of lukewarm bush. Life in the backwoods was good. He had his trusty hound dog Roscoe and his loving wife Frida. Sure, their idea of a romantic evening was watching squirrels fight over a possum carcass. But it was home. One hot summer day, Bob was sloshing through the swamp, hunting for bullfrogs. He tripped over a rusty old bottle. It wasn't moonshine. It was a genie lamp. Smoke billowed out, and a tiny, glittery genie popped up. "You have 3 wishes!" the genie squeaked. "Well, I'll be hornswoggled!" Bob exclaimed. He didn't need to think hard. "I want to go to Vegas, wear fancy duds and gamble with the high rollers." The genie snapped his fingers. And poof! Bob was gone, leaving Roscoe howling in the swamp. Bob landed with a thud in a plush chair. He was in a limousine, wearing a sequined suit that itched something awful. A beautiful woman in a feather boa giggled at him. "Welcome to Vegas, honey," she drawled. Bob grinned. This was gonna be good. The Bellagio casino was brighter than a Firefly convention. Bob's eyes bulged at the flashing lights and clinking slot machines. He scratched his beard, which was now adorned with a tiny sparkly bow tie courtesy of the genie. He felt a tap on his shoulder. It was the woman from the limousine. "Need some luck?" she purred, handing him a shiny poker chip. Bob kissed the chip, tossed it on the roulette table and yelled, "Yeehaw!" The roulette wheel spun like a buzzard in a tornado. And guess what? It landed on Bob's number. He'd won. Money rained down, and Bob danced a jig, stepping on a high roller's toes in the process. Night after night, Bob's luck held. He played blackjack, poker, and even tried that fancy baccarat game. He won so much money they had to bring in a wheelbarrow to carry it all. Bob was on top of the world sipping champagne and smoking cigars. Life was good, real good. One night, a beautiful woman with hair the color of spun sunshine sashayed up to Bob's table. She had eyes bluer than a mountain lake and a smile that could melt a glacier. "Hey there, big spender," she purred. "My name's Candy." Bob was smitten. He forgot all about Frida, his hound dog, and the sweet taste of moonshine. Candy was a dancer, she explained, and she needed someone to fund her big show. Bob, blinded by love or maybe all the free champagne, promised to be her sugar daddy. He showered her with gifts, diamond necklaces, fancy cars, and even a pet chihuahua she named Diamond. Weeks turned into months. Bob's mountain of money dwindled. Candy was always asking for more: costumes, rehearsal space, and even plastic surgery for her pet chihuahua. Bob, blinded by love and Candy's dazzling smile, kept shelling out the cash. Until one day it was all gone. Every last penny. "I'm sorry, sugar," Candy said, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. "You're cuter than a squirrel in overalls, but I need a man with money." And just like that, she was gone. Bob was heartbroken, and flat broke. He sat on a park bench, feeding his last few peanuts to a flock of pigeons. Suddenly his phone rang. It was Frida. "Bobby Joe," she drawled. "What in tarnation are you doing in Vegas? Your cousin Cletus just called, said you won the lottery and ran off with a showgirl." Bob felt a pang of guilt. He'd been so caught up in his high roller life he'd forgotten all about Frida. "Frida, darling," Bob croaked, his voice thick with shame. "It's a long story, but let's just say I made a mistake." Bob packed his bags, which now contained only his trusty overalls and a half-empty bottle of moonshine. He hopped on a Greyhound bus back to the swamp, his tail between his legs.